Don't want to be inviting the devil in.
No, the devil.
Mm-hmm.
You're a big Waterboy fan, I know.
No, that was the beginning of the end for the old Adam Sandler, you know?
You're just mad because they belittled your big Captain Insano.
No, they made him a
star.
They made him a star. They brought him back on AEW TV, and I think he's getting a doll.
Oh. Is it going to be a big yellow one from Super 7? Or
no, that's his dad.
Yeah, all right. I'm just saying, but they make all big dolls, cheaper because they have to use more plastic.
No, Super 7 and Jazzwares are two different companies.
I get confused. I know a guy who could explain it to me, though.
Yeah, well, you're becoming a doll dude with trying to scoop and boop. Is that what they say?
Yeah, scooping and booping, yeah.
About the San Diego things?
Yeah, they're starting to trickle out now,
Isn't San Diego 2 months away?
It is. I just looked it up because when I saw that and I did it, I was like, how far is it away? And it's 57 days away.
Yeah, about 2 months.
Yep. I'm just giving you the exact date,
Oh, okay.
But I can't believe it's that close already.
No, it's always July.
No, but I mean, it's one of those that it's like we're almost in June kind of a deal,
Yeah.
Like it feels like just the other day I was, shoveling snow or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, to put things into perspective, and this is like really the only thing I got for the show this week, right, is as of this recording, the pool is open.
Ooh, I'll be right over to do my cannonball.
Exactly. It was one of those things where my wife had work all weekend at her job. Mm-hmm. They had a tent event.
Ooh.
They couldn't call it a tent sale because of legal reasons.
Right.
And I'm not.
Yeah. We're not selling shoes. We're selling a peanut, and if you buy a $50 peanut, you get a set of shoes.
No, so
it's like the workaround.
You'd be surprised on how cutthroat the local shoe business is in this area.
Ain't no business like shoe business.
Yeah, exactly. So there are certain brands that part of the contract that the local, big box places, they get whatever because they can just buy in bulk and go from there, right? But a lot of these companies will try to help out the little guy by giving them a cut rate deal so that they could sell them for less than what the big box stores sell them for. But part of the deal is they can never be part of the sale. They can never go on sale. Like, this is the price, and this is what the price will be forever.
Mm-hmm.
And if you say that you're having a sale, you need to very explicitly say, not this type, not this type, not this type, right?
Right.
But if you're having a event
mm-hmm.
where it's implied that things are on sale, that's your loophole that you can get around it,
Right.
So they did good, but she worked like all weekend, all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and she had Tuesday off. So she's like, I'm like, relax, take it easy, She goes, nope, I'm opening up the pool. I'm like, all right. And I bipped and bopped out while I was on like my break and lunch to help her like pick things up and lift things up.
Right.
But secretly, we didn't speak about it, of course, but we were dreading. Like, we did everything right to close that pool,
Mm-hmm.
And the cover that we have for it always peeks up just a little bit. That big giant like inflatable pillow that's supposed to stay in the middle never stays in the middle,
Right.
When you close a pool like that. So like, I was dreading taking that cover off and that water just being like puke green.
Right.
And I tell you, we took that cover off, Todd, and it was clear. Oh my God, I was so happy, right?
Yeah.
So we take that off. She's filling the water up. And I'm like, it's way too cold. But of course, my kid, a maniac, he was in there at like 8 o'clock at night, swimming in the friggin' ice cold water,
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where, like, it's going to be nice on Wednesday, it's going to be nice on Sunday, not so nice the rest of the week in between. But if we didn't open the pool when she had that chance there, it wasn't getting opened up until like another week or two.
Right. So better be ahead and let your kid get hypothermia than wait.
Yeah.
I get it. Couple of things. I can't believe you're given all the behind the scenes on the shoe industry.
All
you're
right.
literally shoe trash.
Yes.
By the way. So SHOE trash. And for the thing to keep the pillow in the middle, we always just used a big truck inner tube, which you could also use to float in the summer, and then you just tie it with 4 pieces of rope and it don't move anywhere.
Right, because that's what we did as well growing up with our pool. You know, we had uncles that were in the truck business, and we would just get like an old inner tube from them and just use that. But no, we had to get like a special like pool branded pillow thing, you know?
My Pillow?
No, not a no.
No, but I know what you mean. I always, because we had the quarry that we stole, you know, so we always had tons of inner tubes, you know what I mean? So like all we ever needed. But the only thing I always remember is because they were like the black vulcanized rubber.
Yeah.
You had it like when you had it in the pool all day with the sun beating down on it, you had to flip it over or you'd scald yourself jumping in it.
You would like jump on it and you would hear your skin just sizzle as your like body is touching it. Yeah.
Right. And you always had to have the air filled down.
Yeah. Or you'd get that spike like up your
tail. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Always, you know, there's a lot of pool rules, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm glad you got it open.
Yeah. It's good to have it open, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's always such a, and like this is our second year opening it, and it'll be our third year closing it, just the way that everything worked.
Right.
And I don't know, it seemed to go easy, but I always it's one of those things that I always dread, you know?
Yeah, I know. It's just kind of like, I mean, there's things that people just dread that. It's like, oh, I got to go for my oil change, so I won't have my car for, you know, however long. You know, it's just like the little things, you know? You're worried it's going to throw your schedule off. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I got to go get the pool shocker, and I got to do this to get the green water, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be a nightmare. But then it all works out, and you're like, yay, let's go swimming.
Right. Well, I think I mentioned it, you know, obviously many months ago when we closed the pool. It was one of those things where we got all the shit out, and we had the filter, as opposed to like sucking things out, we had it as shooting it back in. And after I just vacuumed the pool, I hit the thing and it just shot like a ton of shit back into the pool. So I'm like, God damn it, I was so pissed off at myself, you know?
Right.
And then I had to go and just like re-vacuum the pool again. And that sucked. But it is what it is. Like, you know, my dad opened up his pool on Monday. We opened up ours Tuesday. We'll be up there this weekend. Like I said, Sunday, fingers crossed, will be nice. You know, that'll be like the first nice swim of the year for like Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't wait to come down and get some pizza with the onion and just eat it floating in your pool.
Yeah. Listen,
that's my plan. Mm-hmm. That's my plan.
All right. I won't say nothing if you don't say nothing.
I won't say nothing. I won't say nothing because my mouth will be full of pizza.
Exactly. So, have you figured out your cable TV dilemma?
I've not. Well, I'm on the road. I'm in the middle of my 10-day free trial with YouTube TV.
Yes.
So I'm really enjoying it. Like, there's not much of a difference in the channel lineups from my cable. You know what I mean? But they do give me 1 or 2 channels that I don't get. I get on YouTube TV that I don't get unless I want to pay for. Mm-hmm. And one of them is the NFL Network, which does the Thursday night games. So, and that's not part of any package if you get it. The Thursday night is on the NFL Network. And I used to have to go out or go see something like the NFL if I wanted to watch the Thursday night games because it wasn't on my cable thing. I'm like, all right, so this is all leaning over there. There's been that I noticed any gaps in like coverage, like while I'm watching, it doesn't like buffer. I think it did it like once, in the like 3 days that I've been watching it. I've been watching it a lot, just finding stuff to watch to test it. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like, oh, I watched it for 15 minutes. It's good. So I'm like, okay. So I like that. The only weird thing that I notice is because it's YouTube TV, they'll do commercials. I'll watch live TV, and it'll be like, hey, like the commercial for Coke or TGI Fridays or whatever. Then all of a sudden there'll be a 30-second Zen commercial with just from YouTube. Here's 30 seconds or 15 seconds of Zen from YouTube TV. And I'm kind of looking it up, and it's kind of like, oh, like there's certain things they won't stream the commercials for, and I don't know what they are.
Interesting.
If that makes any sense. So maybe it's competitors or something, but I kind of want, while I have the two cables, to watch like on my iPad and then watch on the TV and see which commercials they're like boxing out, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But the few days that I have it, I am now officially going to get rid of my cable box from the company that I get it. Still keep the internet because I need the internet to stream whatever. And I'll probably be saving $50 a month, get more channels, or at least more channels that I want, and have all the old channels that I like, and not paying for a box and a DVR box and stuff like that. And with YouTube TV, I get infinite DVR. Like there's no, like you can't fill it up. It's forever. And I don't have to pay for the DVR. So like I said, I'm saving $50 a month. We'll see, because I have to see what my internet will be without the cable, because they're taking the bundle away. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I have no doubt that it's going to be cheaper. There's no way it can't be cheaper. I'm at almost a little over $200 a month for my cable and my internet. Mm-hmm. And I think like Adam, he has the same internet that I have, except it's faster. And same company. He said it's like $60 a month. I'm going to go less, so it'll probably be $50 a month. And then it'll be $70 for the YouTube TV, which is $120, taxes, whatever. That's not counting eventually buying the NFL package on YouTube TV.
Right, so that was one of the things. Sorry.
Threw a lot out there, sorry.
No, so that was one of the things I was going to ask, because I know when it got announced that NFL was moving to YouTube TV, and I know it's not called YouTube Red anymore. It was called YouTube Red for like 6 months, but it's still YouTube Red in my mind, you know?
Right. Mm-hmm.
I saw a couple of people saying that the price point didn't make sense to them. So that's why when you had said that you were going to get it, I'm like, okay, maybe they fixed something since the first announcement, or maybe the people who were saying this were uninformed. The
price point on the cable and or the package, just the package for the football.
I think just the package for the football.
Okay, because there's two tiers. Like if I want, like I could keep my cable. I could keep my cable and still get the YouTube football package alone, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like not get the cable package or whatever. And it's $350, which that's probably like, you know, like money off, because I think it was $400 for DirecTV. But whatever. So, but if you buy the $70 cable package, they drop $100 off the NFL package.
Okay.
So I could either buy the NFL package for free for $350 and pay for my cable, or I can get rid of my cable and get the YouTube TV and the football package and pay $350, which would be the same as just having the NFL package. I was like, that's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? Now I know they're all going to jack it all up later, but I'll take the win for now where I can get it.
Now, does this give you every game, or the games that you need? There's like no weird blockouts or anything, because I know I would see people who had the DirecTV one. They're like, well, you know, I'm in Philly. I want to watch the Pittsburgh game, but for some reason it's blacked out on the ticket.
Okay, so now the package just gives you the Sunday 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock games, because the Monday night game is on ESPN, the Thursday night games are on NFL, and then the Sunday night games are on NBC. So those are already part of your cable, do not need to do the package. So you just need the 1 and the 4 o'clock games on Sunday.
But it gives you every 1 o'clock game to pick from and every 4 o'clock game to pick from?
Right. Now, some things are subject to blackout, but the blackout rules, the way I understand them are, you have to live within, like, if you're in Philly and you live near the stadium, there's a radius for the blackout. Do you know what I mean? Like, because they want you to not watch the game, to go buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Sit at the game. I'm 2 hours away from Philly, New York. I'm way out of the blackout ring. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I don't have to worry about that. Maybe, and I don't even know if that's still a thing, but I remember that being a thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you'll get every Sunday, every 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock game with the package.
I just worry about people, like yourself, who want to make sure that they get the games, and that you're making this change of your cable. I would say primarily because of football.
Yep.
For
also because of the way they've been Xfinity's been screwing me.
Okay.
We'll get into that in a little bit, but go ahead.
No, I just want to make sure that, like, with your change over to this new package, that you're not, like, losing something to maybe think that you're gaining something. And I know that you'd said you were kicking it around for the last couple days. You're doing the trial, of course, so...
Right. I looked at the channels, and I do get way more channels with Xfinity, like, in the basic package, but there are way more channels that I don't watch.
Right.
So I get everything that I do watch and a couple other ones. So, like, I'm not saying I sat and did the math or whatever, but I'm happy with what it is. And then the other time, like, when my cable bill started creeping up, I called, like, Xfinity. And I'm like, okay, like, I understand when I got this, it was $70 for the first year, and then it was $80 or $90 for the second year with the bundle, and that's, new customer. I said, but in like 4 years, I'm at $200. What, like, and they say call up and try to get the better deal and say you're going to quit. I said, I'm going to quit if you don't give me a better deal. And the guy's like, okay, quit. But before that, they're like, well, let's see how we could save you money. What do you want to get rid of? And I'm like, but I pay my bill on time every month. You don't have to chase me. What do you mean? What can I give up to save money? How about being a good customer? I can't do that. And that left a bad taste in my mouth. Like, when I was like, give me, I forget, like, whatever it is, the cancellation thing. And they're like, do you really want to do this? Because I'll push the button. And I mean, like, we went at it for a little bit, and I was like, wow, they're really, or at least this thing. And Adam told me, like, try different operators, but I was like, screw it.
Yep.
I'm just going to YouTube TV, and I'm done. Here's all your equipment back, your box, your remote. I do have the modem that I've been renting. I bought a modem, bought it, and I'm going to buy a wireless router. So I have nothing but the internet price. That's all you're getting, because I don't know of any competition around here that I can go to. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of hamstrung on that. But they're not going to get a penny more from me than I have to give them.
Right.
Because I'm hot. I'm hot.
And that's kind of how we are. The internet provider that we have, they're also the local cable company, but we don't have any of that sort of stuff. We had DirecTV for a while. And I went through that same thing with DirecTV where, we got it at first and the price just kept creeping up. And then I'm like, hey, we don't really watch it all that much. Thinking about canceling anything that you could do. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, we can do this, and we can maybe lock you in at this different rate for like the next 2 years. And I go, just so you know, I'm going to call back in 2 years. I'm going to try to get the other price, Mm-hmm. And I called back in 2 years. And I'm like, and they're like, well, we see that we already gave you the extension for 2 years to keep the price. This is what it is. I go, no problem. I go, you can cancel my thing as of today. And they're like, oh, you don't want to change to a different package or see if we could bundle something else with it? I'm like, no. We don't watch it a ton the way it is,
Though I will say YouTube TV is putting the push on, like with me, just with my emails. They're like, hey, you do know you could share this YouTube TV with 5 other Gmail accounts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's like if I want to, and I'm pretty sure you could stream up to 6 places at one time. I don't know about that on the football package, though. You know what I mean? The football package might have different rules. But my cable, it's like, oh, who do you want to hear? Either like scan this QR code or go down this list, and you can share a link with 5 friends, or they say family. They always say family. And so if like if I want to tell my brother, like, hey, do you want to get rid of your cable? You could be one of my 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, and I would be like, I'm paying $70. I'm not going to ask him for money. You know what I mean?
Right.
So do you want to be one of my friends so you could watch all the Sunday 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock games?
Maybe my dad does. I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can convince my dad that YouTube is a thing, and we'll get there.
I have a feeling my DMs are going to fill up with people trying to. But, I'm like, okay, like this is everything to make me jump, and I'm fine with it. And literally the only thing that I'm waiting on is tomorrow night, as we record this, is the last ever episode of The Flash.
Oh boy!
And then I'm going to disconnect the cable and take it up. Even though I could watch it on YouTube TV, I kind of have. I don't know. I'm just going to do that and then do that, and then I got to find out what I have to do to change my modem, because you have to call up and they have to like send a thing through the cable. So when I take my cable box back, I'm going to be like, now what do I have to do to return my modem? You know what I mean? And use the one that I bought that's Comcast compatible, you know, because I made sure of that when Adam helped me look that up, because you have to have one that's compatible with the cable company. And then Amazon was nice enough to send it in a bag. My $130 modem.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, and just to kind of close things out, with YouTube pushing that they're like, hey, share your stuff with us.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I don't know the date, but Netflix just rolled it out today.
Yep, June is when it starts. I saw not the ads, the articles on like a couple of places we look for news about that.
Yeah. I didn't. That's what I was looking for. I was looking to see when that officially goes into effect.
Right. They say starting in June.
Okay, right. It's an extra $8 per account.
Yep.
No matter what Netflix account you have, because I forget that there's like all the way up to like premium, which is $20 a month, which is crazy.
Right. Okay, and they got rid of the DVD package that they can mail them to your house.
Yeah. But yeah, so June 1st, if you're sharing your Netflix with folks and, they see it's not on a TV that's associated or a device that's associated with the address that the account is, it's an extra $8 a month. And I could see a lot of people canceling Netflix, and YouTube is smart.
I have somebody who's piggybacking on my Netflix, won't mention any names. So we've been going back and forth on when it's coming,
Right.
Because it's $7 more like a month to share it with somebody, but I forget what it is for the account. So it is cheaper to share. You know what I mean? But we'll have to see. It's all confusing to me, Joe.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why, listen, you're the tech guy and you wanted to get involved with all this. That's why I asked you.
Yep. So.
Was there something else you were going to say before I interrupted you?
Nope, that's everything.
All right. I got nothing else. We went to go see the Mario movie again. I took Ace and a bunch of his little friends.
Right, that's cool.
We were out in public at an event on the square down in Wilkes-Barre.
Were you seeing the Spin Doctors?
No, they were Friday night. We were there Saturday afternoon, and I was there, and I'm just like, go do your thing. Yep. Just make sure your phone's on Do Not Disturb. He's one of those Do Not Disturb people.
Right.
For his phone, I go, just make sure your phone's not on Do Not Disturb. Go crazy, do what you want. I go, I'll see you, or you'll see me, or if I can't see you, I'll call you. And if you can't see me, call me. And I just let him. If I call and you
don't answer that thing, it's a what for?
Yeah. And so this was the other. And we'll close up the show with this, right? So it's like Fine Arts Fest or Fine Arts Fiesta, whatever it's called, right? So I have no interest in any of the shit there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's a kid. He's with his buddies. They're looking around at stuff, right? And they have like all these like little tents and kiosks where people are selling their wares or whatever. And by me giving him his space, like being like, I could see him, but I was a distance away, right?
Right.
If I go in there with him, they're going to hawk me to try to get me to buy stuff, the people that's running the tent.
Right.
If he, as a kid, goes in alone, they know he don't got no money. So they're going to kind of leave him alone and let him, and he's not a kid who's going to get into trouble or try to steal something or break something or whatever. Like, his mother kind of beat that into him pretty good. But it was just like one of those things where it's like, I don't have to hear about like their pitch of like, oh, your son would really like this. And, oh, wouldn't you know what I mean? I'm just like, let him look around at the shit. They're not going to ask him to buy anything. He doesn't look like he has any money.
That's good.
And that's it. So that was, just trying to give him a little bit of independence, and a little bit of freedom, and me not have to be bothered by people hawking their wares at the the square. There was a lady. So you've been to the square, right?
Yeah, I've been to the square. I was there, many a time. Kirby Center,
Okay. So we parked by the movie theater because we went to the movies and we walked, and. It was off the square, right? It was in between the movie theater and, the square. And there was a woman who just had a table set up, like in front of the Dollar Tree or whatever's there.
Right.
And it was a very nondescript table, and like it looked like she just had whatever. There was a box next to her. And then as people were walking by, she was very softly saying, hack tablets, no key necessary, like kind of mumbling under her breath, like she was trying to sell like illegal like iPads or shit.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, this is the time you picked to do it, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you have a better time to hack illegal goods, Joe?
I don't know. Just doing it like, and they had like parts of the road blocked off. There were police like literally like,
yeah,
within like 30 feet of where she was with her setup.
They're not.
And I'm just
that's paperwork. That's paperwork.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they could have just said, move along, They could have just done that,
Yeah, she moves like 2 doors up.
Right, well, just like she moves like 50 feet down so they can't see her. They're going to move along,
Yep.
But that's it. That's all I was up to.
Yep.
Getting ready for the weekend. Ended on a soft note here, but we're ending the show. This was Longbox Heroes After Dark 445. Patreon.com/Longbox Heroes. You can get this in the correct listening order, because we record this before the main show.
Right.
You get the bonus shows that we record. We were hot off. An emphasis on hot, recording our episode talking about the Sharon Stone, Halle Berry Catwoman movie.
I'm still trying to cool down. Oof.
Yeah. Oh, and that reminds me, I have to double check with the group about if Friday night is still on.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. All right. So, hey, everyone, thanks for listening. We'll see y'all here next week. Go sign up for the Patreon. Go buy something from the TeePublic store. The sale's going on. Go buy something through the eBay link,
Mm-hmm.
All right. Catch you next week.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.